and the option we're giving New Zealand voters this election. Kia ora.
I call the Honourable Phil Heatley.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As I said before, National's got a proud history of marine protection, and we did pass the original Marine Reserves Act in 1971, and at that time, leading up to there, of course, the Labour Party talked about it for many, many years, as is their habit. And the Green member who took his seat and discussed the fact that the Labour Party had 8 marine reserves proposals on the books, about 8, for the 9 years while they were in government. That is quite true. The Labour Party did do that, and they talked about them for a year, and then they talked about them for a second year, and then they consulted about them for a third and fourth year, and then talked about them again for a 5th year. They wrung their hands for a 6th year, and then talked round and round again in circles for another 2 years, making up 9 years of talking about marine reserves and how wonderful they are, but not actually establishing this marine reserve or others that National have put in since being in government. It's great to hear that Gareth Hughes, before the 2011 election, took that opportunity to do some diving in a marine reserve, again, that the National government had decided to put in place. So while the Labour Party and Green Party talk big about marine protection, they are so busy consulting, so busy arguing, so busy going round in circles, they don't actually do anything. And I think that is this country's fear, is that while the Labour Party and the Green Party are very good at talking, consulting, holding hands and hugging, actually action and decision-making is not their strong suit. And as we've come out of the recession, we're starting this rebuild, which is a delicate thing of the economy and of our environment. I don't think we really need in charge a bunch of hand wringers. Anyway, Mr Speaker, another solid run on the board for the National Government. We're looking here at this particular marine protected area, the Subantarctic Islands Marine Reserves Bill. I recall myself as Minister of Fisheries and Minister Kate Wilkinson, at the time Conservation Minister, pushing through the consultation on this marine reserve. Eventually, we landed on a decision which we made about 18 months to years ago. Further submissions to Select Committee have resulted in this particular proposals, and we're very proud of it. While the 3 island groups have a protected area status, the territorial waters around them are not currently protected. They will be under this bill. It recognises the great opportunities for tourism, research, fishing. There's very little current extractive use in the islands surrounding waters. Some of that will continue with the deep water crab fisheries around Campbell Island. And Mr Speaker, I must reiterate too how important it is that outside these marine reserves, the fishing industry and recreational fishers are able to fish sustainably. Although the Green member talks about marine reserves actually improving the fisheries environment outside the reserve, that's not generally the case, because most fish species are territorial, and while you get a wonderful growth and development of fish species within a marine reserve, outside a marine reserve it doesn't tend to flow over. We have to manage those fisheries as well within the quota management system. Mr Speaker, I gladly commend this legislation to the House. Another substantial run on the board, one measurable that the National Party has done, something the Labour Party did talk about for 9 years. Again, we've actually achieved it. I'm very proud of the result.
I call Andrew Williams.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker.